Kenneth, is this a game you guys look forward to? I mean, you excited to get to this week?
Yeah. I mean, most definitely. Obviously, everybody knows the history between us and the team down south. So, definitely looking forward to going out there and getting after it. I'm definitely looking forward to attacking this preparation this week and just going out there and doing what we do on Saturday.
What role, Kenneth, does focus play in this week with all that goes around the game, just from the different circumstances, and then obviously there's a little more chatter just going on probably than normal?
Yeah, I think focus is going to be a big part of this week. Because at the end of the day, really doesn't matter what we do. We got to go out there and play great football in order to, win this game and be dominant. So, I think focus is going to be something big. Just blocking out all of the noise, and blocking out really all of the emotions, and just coming in and just locking in on what we need to do as a team, locking in what we need to do individually to win our individual battles, and going out there and dominate.
How do you personally do that? Go to bed early? Do you change anything? You go to bed early, delete Twitter, do anything, block people?
Nah, I have a pretty rigorous routine I go through every week. So, to me, I'm just attacking this like every other week. My whole thing every week is to go out there and dominate. Individually, every week is to go out there and dominate. So, the things that I do throughout the week, I'm gonna continue to do, and I'm gonna be ready to go come Saturday.
Kenneth, you talk about not letting emotion get the best of you. Does emotion play a part in this game, though? Can it be a positive if you use emotion?
I feel like, when you have, extreme emotion or extreme passion for what you do, it definitely can be a positive. But I think, you run, a thin line when it goes to being, really emotional and being too emotional. And I think when we get to the point where we're too emotional to the point where it's hurting us as a team, I think that's where we have to, be cautious of, just how emotional that we are in those times. So definitely, obviously, given that, it's one of the greatest rivalries in college football, and, we're blessed to be able to take part in it. But, definitely have to realize that, we can't let our emotions get the best of us. We got to stay poised. We got to stay focused and go out there and get the job done.
Kenneth, you mentioned last year that you had watched the Rose Bowl so many times. When you look at last year's game in the Cotton Bowl, is that another one of those games that you watched over and over?
Specifically this game, it's been played in my head a bunch. Just seeing those guys cheer on that field with that hat in their hands, last year, and walking off that field, and I vividly remember exactly how I felt. So, definitely a game that we want to go out here and we want to dominate. Definitely a game that we're gonna go out here and we want to do and play the way that we play this brand of football. And I think this team this year is different from the team last year. I think it's a different approach. I think it's a different mindset, and so I'm excited to get to preparation this week and go out there and dominate on Saturday.
How far? Oh, sorry, Jay, go ahead.
The challenge of defending Sam Ehlinger has probably changed a bit over the years. What do you see that now as being, just what it's going to take to really handle him on Saturday?
We just gotta do what we do. Simple.
So has he changed over the years? Have you seen his abilities and just what he brings on the field? He looks to be a better passer now than he was when.
I watch tape on them. They got a good offense, but at the end of the day, it's about us. So we got to sit down and focus in on what we need to do and do what we do.
Kenneth, how far will this game go towards showing how much better this defense is than a year ago, especially given, one, Texas offense what it is now, and two, what happened in this game a year ago?
Given what happened last year, obviously, we want to come out and dominate. But, every week we take an approach to go out there and dominate every week, every game. And I think that's just been the mentality this year. And I feel like that's just been the approach this year, is just going out there and trying to dominate every week. But obviously we know that this is a big game. Obviously we know that, what the kind of the storyline is going to be if we go out there and do what we do. But at the end of the day, like I said before, it's about us. It's about us locking in as a defense, about us locking in as a team and doing what we need to do individually to win our one-on-one battles and go out there and play great team football.
A lot of times you wonder how a first-time player in this game is going to react to everything. You wonder if it can be overwhelming. How much does it help that you have a quarterback like Jalen who's played in multiple big games in preparation for this week?
Yeah, definitely having a guy like that who's been vetted in big games like this before, so it's nothing new to him. And so, able to have guys like him, him, myself, and, a lot of other guys on this team who's been in those big games that those younger guys can look up to and really be like, okay, it's not really, that big of an atmosphere. We just got to relax and do what we do. So that's really going to be the message this week, is just focusing on what we need to do and just focusing in on our focus and just doing what we need to do as a team.
How much have you talked to Coach Grinch about what to expect of this atmosphere and this game in general?
None at all. I mean, I know him. I know exactly how he's thinking, and it's just another week for us. We're gonna go out there and do what we do, and come out there and be prepared to dominate.
Kenneth, what was the most, I mean, you started this game as a freshman. What was the most jarring thing about it, about the atmosphere, about the game for you as a freshman starting?
It was, my first year was pretty crazy. That the week before we lost to Iowa State, so obviously emotions were at a pretty much an all-time high. And I just remember those first 2 or 3 series. I remember I used to come out of the game because I wasn't in the dime package at the time, and just getting those guys off the field, those first 2 or 3 series, that third down, and that place just going crazy. Just really, just looking around, just was like, wow, like this is really amazing. Like, you really just see exactly why, OU Texas is just such an amazing rivalry. So, this week we're just gonna focus in on what we need to do, focus in on being us, and just go out there and take care of business.
When you're on the field, can you notice the difference when you cross the 50-yard line between the two sides in terms of how loud it is?
Not really. It's a pretty loud stadium, but I definitely noticed that, when you make a play, one side is cheering more than the other. So, making a play in this game is, a lot of times people say, you make a play in this game, you can be remembered forever. So, definitely a special tradition, definitely a special game.
The play that Humphrey made a year ago where he dragged Pyle 10, 15 yards forward, would that happen to your defense this year?
No, not at all.
Why do you say that?
Different approach, different mentality.
Is that the key? Is it the mentality that
Yep.
would disallow something like that?
Yep, different approach, different mentality. Preparation that we're putting in right now, that doesn't happen.
Do you watch that play still?
Nope.
Do you remember watching it a year ago at all?
I watched it the day after the game, and
What was going through your mind when you saw that?
we got to be better. Simple, plain. Played them again. A few weeks after that, we were better.
Going back to Jalen, can you point to a specific moment or example or story that really shows that demeanor, that he does have that poise, that big game experience?
Just looking at the way he prepares every week, and the way that he comes into every game. You just can tell that the guy's been around big time college football. The guy's played big time college football, and he knows what he's doing. So, having a guy that's been in those type of games, able to bring the young guys along with him and stuff like that, definitely has been a plus for us.
Is there anything specific about his preparation or anything unique that stands out to you?
Like I said, I play defense. Mike line, I got my routine that I go through. So, I'm sure he has his specific routine that he goes through. But, during the week, I'm pretty busy with mine.
How do you balance embracing a big game and trying to still treat it like it's another game?
I think you realize at the end of the day, especially for this team, that end of the day, as much as you want to make it bigger than what it is, you can't do anything without playing great football in this game. And so, we can go out there and, talk all we want, go out there and be as emotional as we want, but end of the day, that's not going to lead to us, executing and playing great football. And so that's really just the main thing that we need to focus on, is just having that focus, having that attention to detail in those times that we are, extremely emotional, to the point where, being more emotional is not as important as having that attention to detail to our assignments on the field and, being able to execute. So that's what we need to do, is just lock in on our individual assignments, lock in on what we need to do as a team, and just go out there and play great football.
And Coach Grinch and you too have said that, talk about the buy-in on the defense and the culture, the mentality. Is this that week that necessarily needs to show?
I think throughout the season, guys have been bought in, and guys have been, doing a tremendous job. But I think the biggest thing for us right now, and the biggest thing that we do got to fix, is we got to finish. I didn't like the way that we finished the last game versus Kansas. Obviously happy to get a win, but we got to finish at the defense. So that's going to be the biggest thing this week, is coming out here doing what we need to do all 4 quarters, but realizing that we can only win the game in the 4th quarter, and in the 4th quarter, that's the time we got to finish. So that's really going to be the message, just coming out here being better than what we were a week before, and putting it on tape.
What ingredients have to be there to make a great rivalry?
you see it this week. I mean, just the tradition that both teams have. Obviously us, being who we are and them being who they are, and just just the whole atmosphere. To be honest, where the venue is, where we play, the fair, everything like that that's around it. So, obviously, those things go into it. But I mean, it's two programs that play great ball, and that's really what makes it a great rivalry.
Kenneth, anyone that does a orange down gesture risk a 15-yard penalty. Has Coach Riley addressed that this week, or do you expect him to going into this game?
I mean, obviously we know about the recent things with the horns down thing, and so for us as a team, that's really none of that's our focus, because we know at the end of the day, doing stuff like that is going to hurt us as a team. And so at the end of the day, the only thing that matters to us is winning this ball game. And so if that's going to hurt us as a team, then that's not going to be done.
Kenneth, you talked about dominating, and that was the word you used. I think it was after the Houston game, but you also talked about the history of the Butkus winners and,
right,
and the linebacker position. You haven't really talked about that since, but I'm curious, was that something that Coach Odom sort of brought out to you guys as linebackers? Kind of talk me through how that came to mind.
When I got here, when I first got here, I wrote down on a sheet of paper that I wanted to win the Butkus Award, and so for me, saying I want to do something, I feel like you have to know the history behind it. And so, I really, dive into the history behind, the LBs that's been here, just the tradition of, the position, and just, the magnitude of being able to play this position. A lot of that just comes from me just, wanting to be, know exactly, what it's been about. But Coach Odom has been, something that's been a tremendous help to me. When he first got here, in his office, he put up pictures of all the Butkus Award winners, and made it a point to me that I want you to be up there on that wall. And so for him, he obviously knows the tradition of the position. He knows exactly the magnitude of being an inside linebacker at the University of Oklahoma. And so definitely Coach Odom, the fire that he brings definitely is as a player, you just love playing for a guy like that. So I love Coach Odom, and just going to continue to go out here with my defense and continue to go out here and attack every week and try to get better every week.
Obviously,
Got
the
to
three
keep
guys.
moving. Last one, Jenny.
Obviously, the three guys that have won the award: Rocky, Teddy, and the Boz. If you watch film of those guys, do you talk to those guys at all? And I know they're not the only great ones that have played linebacker, but the winners. Have you had any further connection with them just beyond knowing that they won the award?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously, me and Coach Odom sat down. We watched, specifically, a lot of those guys, specifically those three. And me and Teddy got a pretty good relationship. And he's able to, give me advice here and there and stuff like that. So, definitely good, being able to play his position and be a part of the tradition here at OU. And so, I take it really personal to, uphold that standard, and I take it really personal, to be that guy for this defense.